This is All India Radio. In the program Spotlight, now we bring you a discussion on government initiatives for tribal welfare and promotion of tribal culture. The participants are Prabir Krishna, former Managing Director, TriFed, and Rajesh Lake, AIR correspondent.
The Indian Constitution has significant provision for the welfare of scheduled tribes. The central government and state governments have worked tirelessly to improve tribal welfare, and each 5-year plan has implemented special programs for their interest and development. Mr. Krishna, the education is the only method to make tribal people aware of their rights. What has the government done, especially through the Eklavya Model Residential School, for imparting education to the tribal people?
As you rightly said, education is a basic necessity for providing the tools for further development of the tribal community. So through a network of Eklavya schools throughout the country, especially in areas where scheduled tribes reside, thousands and thousands of students are given the highest quality of education so that they can set their targets high and aim to be extremely educated and well-versed with the technologies and tools that you need to develop in the present-day society.
So the country's tribal situation paints, Mr. Krishna, a complex picture actually. Some locations have a significant tribal concentration while others have only a tiny percentage of the entire population. So there was, under the second 5-year plan, a significant milestone, and that was the creation of 43 special multi-purpose tribal blocks. Would you please elaborate on that?
Every tribal, as you know, every tribal setup is different from the other. It could not be one scheme that would have fitted into the entire development scenario for the tribals. So they were mapped and identified, and specific requirements of each of these regions were fulfilled through specially designed programs. So that was the necessity for crafting out these 43 specially identified areas to meet the specific needs of each of these communities. And that is why the programs that were initiated to run development schemes then they matched the felt needs of the people and were commensurate with what was needed. And this is how this whole idea was developed.
So as we said that they have a complex picture. So there are some tribes which live outside of the integrated tribal development zones.
Yes.
And therefore in the 6th plan, the modified area development approach came into being. So if you could elaborate on that as well.
So the people who got out of these areas were beneficiaries of other programs that were available to others. But still, they needed a lot of support and a lot of hand-holding, and that is why there was the need for such a program. This again helped them to further improve their economic prospects, their educational prospects, and eke out a better living for themselves, improve their livelihoods and quality of life.
Perhaps that's why the TriFed, the Tribal Cooperative Marketing Development Federation, came into being in 1987. Am I right?
Yes. The Tribal Marketing Federation came into being to take one aspect of tribal life, is marketing of their products. Tribals, almost 55 lakh tribals live in forest areas, families, and they are wonderful master craftsmen who produce wonderful articles of metal, wood, clothes, jewelry, almost 26,000. And there are about 100 items which grow in the forest producers, minor forest producers, which they bring out from the forest and then they market it to the rest of the country. While they were wonderful producers of things in their village hamlets, while they were extremely good gatherers of forest producers, they were very poor marketing people. So they got into the clutches of middlemen and they had to sell their products at very low prices. So TriFed was formed to provide marketing support to these wonderful craftsmen who knew very little of the modern day marketing strategies and how to value add, how to brand, how to market their products. So TriFed as an agency looks after the marketing needs of these wonderful producers and gatherers and converts them into entrepreneurs who don't only produce things but also market things. So TriFed was formed to provide this marketing support to the wonderful handloom and handicraft weavers and these producers of forest producers, and to get them to main markets, train them to do value addition branding, treble or quadruple their income.
And also helps them save from the exploitative interposers
exploitative middlemen predate three middlemen, as we call them in Trified language, because middlemen are good for business where there's an even playing field, but they become predatory where the playing field is not even. And the Government of India and Trified try to make this field even by being on the side of the tribals and then getting them to the large market and rid them of the clutches of these middlemen. So this is the big job that Trified is doing, and is sort of taking tribal development to the next level.
And also by your initiatives that you talked about Trified is doing, they also bring the community into mainstream.
Yes, inclusivity is another one, but certainly we just sort of give them this marketing support so that what they are producing is world class and they are not selling it at low prices because of the lack of access to market. So this access to market is what we sort of provide them, and then it trebles, quadruples and multiple times increases their incomes.
So the central government of India has also introduced the Van Bandhu Kalyan Yojana for the holistic development and welfare of India's tribal community. Would you throw light on that, and how does Trified and Van Bandhu Kalyan Yojana together work towards the welfare of the tribals?
Van Bandhu Kalyan Yojana is an all-inclusive program which looks at health, education, production, quality of life issues and marketing and livelihoods issues of tribals. So all programs that help in improving the quality of life, improving the quality of education, improving the quality of livelihood, their earnings is part of the Van Bandhu program. And I tell you, recently the Ministry of Tribal Affairs has launched this Pradhan Mantri Janjatiya Vikas Mission, 2,500 crore project where tribal enterprise will be promoted and will be given sort of facilitated to give them access to large markets, not only nationally but internationally. So the whole focus is on a market-linked push so that the skills that tribals have, so that the products that tribals have can be multiplied in their interest so that it adds to their income.
So what would you say is the primary strategy for tribal development in India?
Tribal development in India at this moment still lie at the bottom of the poverty ladder. So the idea and strategy is to give them a big push. Like the Prime Minister says that it needs a long jump. Small steps will not help and we need to take a long jump. And this long jump is by quadrupling his income, by giving him market access so that he can sell his product at 4 to 5 times the price that he is getting presently, and then can increase his income by at least 5 to 6 times. So this is the long jump which the Pradhan Mantri Janjatiya Vikas Mission is aiming at, to propel the tribal into the big league of business and market, and it is entirely based on his skills. We're not giving him into any alien activity which he does not know. These are skills which he's mastered over generations and generations of hard work. He's a wonderful producer of handlooms and handicrafts and forest producers, but the marketing aspect will treble, quadruple and multiple time increase his income. And this is the strategy of what you call a market-led push which would increase the incomes of tribals multiple times.
Okay. Are there any other steps that the government has taken to improve the facilities to the tribal communities?
Yes, lots of infrastructure, lots of roads, culverts, school buildings, hospitals are being prioritized in tribal areas. But I think economic development, apart from infrastructure and welfare, provision of food grains and provision of health and other facilities, the basic thrust is on improving the economic part of the tribal ecosystem. We believe that if the tribal income rises, if he can increase his income, whatever is needed he can acquire, he can buy. So the whole thrust of the tribal development program is on increasing the incomes of tribals through very innovative means which include value addition, branding and packaging of a range of products that the tribals produce, and then linking them to the national and international market so that they can get the best prices and can add to his income.
To showcase the tribal culture on the national stage, the Prime Minister today inaugurated the Adi Mahotsav, and he said that Adi Mahotsav presents a grand picture of India's tribal heritage during the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. The PM also said that the country is soaring to new heights because the government is prioritizing the development of the deprived. Now, that is a very big statement, and would you add to what the Prime Minister said?
The Prime Minister eloquently has stated the entire crux of the Tribal Development Initiative, and like he said in a meeting earlier, that by value addition, branding and marketing, we'll add the missing link in the tribal ecosystem. Tribals have been wonderful producers since ages, but with the addition of the marketing aspect, with the addition of value addition, with the addition of branding and international marketing to his whole system, we will take him to the next stage, and the tribal will pole vault into the big league by the Pradhan Mantri Janjatiya Vikas Mission, which is really a method to triple his income. And the beauty of this program, let me tell you, is that it is based on exactly what the tribal is a master of doing at. You don't have to teach him how to produce a basket. You don't have to teach him how to produce a jewelry. You don't have to teach him how to produce dokra. You don't have to produce him how to produce a sari. He's been producing it, but the fact is that he was not getting proper prices. And now that this component has been added, these wonderful master craftsmen will get their fair share in the value chain and will be completely, this will be what you call a game changer. This is the game changer that has been introduced to improve the quality of life and move them up into the highest categories of income that such producers should normally be in.
I'm going to quote Prime Minister Modi again, Mr. Krishna, and he drew an analogy to the colors of a rainbow coming together and said that the nation's magnificence comes to the fore when its infinite diversities are threaded into the string of Ek Bharat, Shresht Bharat, and that is when India provides guidance, in fact, to the entire world. And he beautifully emphasized that the Adi Mahotsav is giving strength to the unity and diversity of India while giving impetus to the idea of development with heritage. So, very well said by the PM.
Yes, it wonderfully encapsulates the entire strategy of this Adi Mahotsav that is being organized. Wonderfully that encapsulates the entire ethos and the philosophy of the whole thought, the craft, the culture, the cuisine and the commerce aspect of tribal life, which needs to be emphasized. And if we can continue doing this for some time, there is no reason why the tribals should be among the topmost producers and marketing professionals the country can ever hope to have.
Just quickly, your views on what the PM said about India conveys solutions to problems like global warming and climate change in its tribal way of life. And the Prime Minister also said, Mr. Krishna, that the tribal community of India has a lot to inspire and teach with regard to sustainable development.
Absolutely. You see, the country has almost 30, 35, 40% of population of area under forest. And as you will note, these are exactly tribal areas. So the forests have subsisted where tribals have, and tribals have subsisted where there are forests. So there is a symbiotic relationship. The tribal way of life over hundreds and hundreds of years has shown how this can be sustained. Tribals have shown the world, they have shown the country and the rest of us how sustainable can environment be as well as. So the whole tribal system is based on forests, and forests have survived only where there are tribals. So this way of life that tribals have lived over thousands of years is something that the rest of the world can learn, and to preserve and protect the environment. This is a lesson, abject lesson in a way to protect and project the environment as a sustainable and economically viable development model.
Mr. Krishna, it was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for being with All India Radio.
Thank you very much.
You were listening to a discussion on government initiatives for tribal welfare and promotion of tribal culture. The participants were Praveer Krishna, former Managing Director, TriFed, and Rajesh Lake, AIR correspondent. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. You can listen to it on our mobile app, News on AIR. This program is also available on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official. You may email your opinion about this program at airnsdtalks@gmail.com.